Jogindra. Jogindranath, on the other hand, was gentle to a fault. One day, under circumstances very like those that had evoked Niranjan's anger, he curbed his temper and held peace instead of threatening Sri Ramakrishna's abusers. The master, learning of his conduct, scolded him roundly. Thus, to each the fault of the other was recommended as a virtue. The Guru was striving to develop, in the first instance, composure, and in the second, mettle. The secret of his training was to build up, by a tactful recognition of the requirements of each given case, the character of the devotee. Jogindranath came of an aristocratic Brahmin family of Dakshineshwar. His father and relatives shared the popular mistrust of Sri Ramakrishna's sanity. At a very early age, the boy developed religious tendencies, spending 2 or 3 hours daily in meditation. And his meeting with Sri Ramakrishna deepened his desire for the realization of God. He had a perfect horror of marriage. But, at the earnest request of his mother, he had to yield. And he now believed that his spiritual future was doomed. So, he kept himself away from the master. Sri Ramakrishna employed a ruse to bring Jogindra to him. As soon as the disciple entered the room, the master rushed forward to meet the young man. Catching hold of the disciple's hand, he said, "What if you have married? Haven't I too married? What is there to be afraid of in that?" Touching his own chest, he said, "If this," meaning himself, "is propitious, then even 100,000 marriages cannot injure you. If you desire to lead a householder's life, then bring your wife here one day, and I shall see that she becomes a real companion in your spiritual progress. But if you want to lead a monastic life, then I shall eat up all your attachment to the world." Jogin was dumbfounded at these words. He received new strength, and his spirit of renunciation was re-established. Shashi and Sharat. Shashi and Sharat were 2 cousins who came from a pious Brahmin family of Calcutta. At an early age, they had joined the Brahmo Samaj and had come under the influence of Keshab Sen. The master said to them at their first meeting, "If bricks and tiles are burnt after the trademark has been stamped on them, they retain the mark forever. Similarly, man should be stamped with God before entering the world. Then he will not become attached to worldliness. Fully aware of the future course of their life, he asked them not to marry. The master asked Shashi whether he believed in God with form or in God without form. Shashi replied that he was not even sure about the existence of God. So he could not speak one way or the other. This frank answer very much pleased the master. Sharat's soul longed for the all-embracing realization of the Godhead. When the master inquired whether there was any particular form of God he wished to see, the boy replied that he would like to see God in all the living beings of the world. But the master demurred. That is the last word in realization. One cannot have it at the very outset. Sharat stated calmly, I won't be satisfied with anything short of that. I shall trudge on along the path till I attain that blessed state. Sri Ramakrishna was very much pleased.